What's the hardest part about marriage? What is the hardest part about marriage? What's up, happy people? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm coming to you all with a Q&A. So if you've been on my Instagram yesterday, because this video will be posted tomorrow, but if you were on my Instagram yesterday, you would know that I put on my Instagram story that the original video I was going to post today, that's been tossed. So I decided to do a Q&A. I tried to do a Q&A in the past, but y'all are fake. Y'all don't ask enough questions, or like not a lot for me to do a video at least. But you know, y'all came through and y'all asked a good amount of questions this time, so I can produce a video for you all. And just to give y'all a heads up, most of these questions are about marriage, just to let you know. Okay, I think I got a good one to start with. It asks, how did you get the courage to start your YouTube? I've been wanting to start since high school, but fear. So I actually think I answered this question in my Get to Know Me tag video. I've been on YouTube for actually some time, like back in the day when I wasn't supposed to be on the internet, like in the ancient MySpace days. But back then it was just all like jokes. I did a lot of funny videos with friends and family that were like around the same age as me. And I posted some stuff like in high school, in college, like projects or just things I recorded, but never serious. But I think around my junior or senior year of college, I had started to want to create another YouTube and to actually take it serious this time and just not be goofy. So I actually tried, I think my senior year in college, but I was too afraid to post about it. I was too afraid to send it to people, so I would only share it with like 3 close friends of mine, and I would never send the link off to anyone else. But my husband kept motivating me to create this channel. You have a talent, you know, you're creative, you can shoot, you can edit, you can do these things, like create your channel, start it. So I'm like, okay, why not? What am I waiting for? Like, I have so many hobbies, so many interests that I could just use this platform to express myself and share with you all in a creative way. So with the help of my husband, I gained the confidence to start this channel. It was a little nerve-wracking at first because I consider myself an introvert, so this was really putting myself out there. But honestly, it was the best thing I could have done. Like, all I needed was that little push. And I have so much fun creating these videos and getting inspired for new content. Like, if you're thinking about starting a channel, just do it. Don't wait until the perfect moment, because it's never going to be the perfect moment. Just go ahead and start it. And you don't need the best equipment starting off. Like, well, I'm sorry y'all, it's a fly in here. But you don't need the best equipment to start off with. Like, I finesse. I don't have the most expensive programs or the most expensive camera. I do know how to work an expensive camera. I do know how to work those expensive programs because I was a communications major, so I have background knowledge on that stuff, which also gave me the knowledge of knowing that I don't need the expensive stuff to create quality content. Now down the line, that's the plan, but starting off, you don't need the most expensive gear. Like, literally, these phones do everything. Get your phone, buy you a little tripod off of Amazon, and start creating content. Okay, someone asked, what are my top 5 best curly hair products that I would recommend? That's hard. Honestly, I don't even know if I have a top 5 curly hair products that I would recommend. Currently, right now, I love Eco Style Gel. That's faithful. I know it doesn't work on everyone's hair type, but excuse me, it works well on mine, so I love me a good Eco Style Gel. I've been using recently the Extreme styling gel. If you've seen my video last week on using that, I did like using that, so I will put that in my top 5. What else? Miss Jessie's is really good. I love Miss Jessie's. She's just expensive for no reason, but Miss Jessie's is a really good curly hair product. I used to love using Aunt Jackie's. I think I have some Aunt Jackie's upstairs. I haven't used it in a while, but Aunt Jackie's is what I started off using when I went natural, so I'll throw her in the top 5. And my last curly hair product, I don't even know. I actually have a top 5 curly hair product somewhere on this channel. I'll put a card somewhere up here so you all can check that out. But I think those products have changed around and are not in my top 5 anymore. Some of them are the same, but I know I had, for example, Shea Moisture's in there, and that's not in my top 5 anymore. So I don't know, but those are my top 4. I have to think about what is a 5th one that I would add in there. So my good sis asks, how do you stay motivated throughout the pandemic? Before Deraevelynn and I moved back to North Carolina, I just wasn't in the headspace mentally while we were living in the DMV area. I didn't have any motivation at all to just create content. I was posting videos here and there, but not consistently until we moved back here. Honestly, this move was really great for me because I got so much motivation back. I was so inspired. I had so many ideas, so many things I wanted to do. So I've just been working since we moved back to Charlotte, and I've been having a great time. So honestly, the change of environment has kept me motivated during the pandemic, as well as just the extra time on our hands, because it was no excuse not to create content. And majority of everyone was working at home, still working at home in quarantine. So this was the perfect opportunity to get back on track, posting consistently, because everyone's at home on their phones or their computer. This is how, you know, you're gonna get your views up more, get more engagement. It was just, timing was everything. Just having fun while doing it, and hearing you all's positive feedback keeps me motivated. And my cousin asks, when is a baby coming? Girl, ain't no babies coming no time soon, you know, unless God has other plans. But Deraevelynn and I have already agreed that when we turn 30 is when we'll start a family. Deraevelynn's actually a year older than me, well, almost a year older than me. And so he'll be 30 and I'll be 29. So I'm 26 now. So you all got some time before we start a family. No one's trying to have little kids running around here. Another question is, how do you I don't even know if I want to read it like this, but how do you and your boo zaddy how do you and your boo zaddy forever do with expressing difficult emotions? The way we express the difficult emotions is just being honest, and being honest up front, because if not, it's just going to pop up later. That may not even be the problem at hand later on, but it could be one of the underlying things that cause that next issue. So just being honest up front, not being afraid to talk, and that plays in hand with your partner making you feel comfortable to come to you to express yourself. So having that good communication, being able to just sit there and listen and not interrupt them, which I have to work on because I do interrupt Deraevelynn sometimes when we have discussions. And just being supportive, understanding how they feel and trying to see their point of view, and just talking it out, figuring out, okay, this is the issue, or this is how you're feeling, this is what's going on, now what can we do to make it better? And trying to squash it right away, like whatever's going on, like I said, just being upfront right away and just trying to solve it right then and there, so you all can just go back to being happy and enjoying each other. You don't want something to be dragged out long. The next question is it difficult for you to readjust and find yourself with each move? That's a good one. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, like I don't want to move again. We haven't even been settled in this area long. But each time has been a big blessing. Like, you don't even know. I'm not going to tell our business, but just know everything has been a blessing, and I'm just here for the journey God is taking us on, honestly. So if you don't know, Deraevelynn and I have moved around a lot for his job. Before we got married, I was living in DC. I moved to Charlotte with Deraevelynn because he had received a wonderful opportunity career-wise down here. So we lived here for a little under a year. Then we had the opportunity to either go to San Francisco or to Maryland. Maryland was close to my home, and of course we had family, we had friends, so we went with that choice because just financially and support wise it just seemed like the safer, smarter choice. So I thought I would be happy going back home, but I wasn't living in DC when we moved back to the DMV. We were in Maryland, and I never lived in Maryland before. So even though it was close, traffic was crazy during rush hour, so it could take a very long time to commute from where we were living to where like my family home was. So I didn't get a lot of visitors from friends that often. I didn't really hang out with a lot of people in general when we moved back home. And everything was different. Like, my hometown church had expanded and it was larger. It was a lot of new people there, which was overwhelming. It also kind of seemed a little like cliquish at first. Like, everyone had their set of people. So coming back, I kind of felt out of place, trying to figure out like where I belong, because there was just so much going on. And I love the expansion of our church, but it was overwhelming coming back. It was just not what I expected at all. And I noticed I grew apart from a lot of people going back home. It was an eye-opener, definitely, that I've outgrown that space and that it was time to move on and to grow. So I did kind of feel lost being back at home. Again, like I said, I didn't feel motivated or creative being there. I just wasn't in a good headspace. And when we got the opportunity to move back to Charlotte, I was all for it because I felt so happy here. I don't know, the environment just feels so genuinely good to me. I love the people down here. Deraevlynn's family is amazing, so I have no problem with like being here and being around them. They're so fun, they're so loving. So my spirit just felt better being here. There was really no adjustments needed. I was ready to come back. I'm happy to be back. So it's a blessing being here, and I'm happy. Another question I got is, what's your #1 life tip that you live by? Oh, duh. This should have popped in my head right away. You are in control of your own happiness. You create the life that you want. So that is my #1 life tip that I live by. So if I'm ever feeling a certain type of way, I'm like, girl, take control of the situation. Don't let this or that get you down. Change the narrative. Someone asked, what do you like to do for fun? So I love to read books. I have a book club called Books, Merchant Babes. If you don't already know, follow us on Instagram if you're not already. And I love just being lazy and binge watching Netflix when I have nothing to do. So that's definitely what I do a lot during my free time. I also love going to brunch during these quarantine times. We really can't go out and brunch, but I love hosting brunch, and I've been doing that a lot. I love hosting in general, so you would probably catch me just hosting a lot of things at my home. Definitely top 5 things I love to do. The next question is, how do you get the motivation to get up in the morning and work out? Looking in the mirror. That is simple as it gets. Looking in the mirror is my motivation, especially when I see someone else working out and accomplishing goals that I want to accomplish that motivates me. But I know I don't want to gain another 15 pounds, so that is definitely my biggest motivation, to get up every day and get a good workout in, because in long term I want to be in good shape. I want to be healthy at old age. So when I think long term, that motivates me to get up and get it done, because I'm going to benefit from it in the long run. The next question is, how do you balance taking care of your household and being active on social media? I am still learning time management. Like, time management is a really hard thing for me. I feel like the hours in a day go by so fast, and it's so hard to get things done. And I also see another question, is me time and work, so I'm just going to answer both of these questions in one. But time management could be very hard. I have this schedule right here. Well, not schedule, I have this planner. Like, this was my weekly schedule for last week. I'm still writing stuff in for this week, but yeah, this planner saves my life with just managing to get everything done that I need to accomplish throughout the day, whether it's work or something personal. It's all in there. I also want to implement a new morning routine. One of my friends actually started a new morning routine where she wakes up at 4 a.m. and I think she goes to sleep by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, one of the two. And I think I want to get on that type of schedule, because it's just so many more hours in a day to get work done and personal things and spend time with God, because I feel like I haven't been spending a lot of time with God and doing my devotionals, and I haven't been having a lot of time just to sit down and read, because I do have a book that I need to read for 2 book clubs. So I definitely want to implement a new routine where I wake up early so I can have more hours in my day to get stuff done. But right now I've just been putting everything in my planner and checking off as I go. And I also have a lot of apps that I use with just planning out my social media content and stuff like that, so that keeps me very managed with things I need to do online and knowing when I need to create something, when I need to post something. So it's a lot of organizational things that plays in hand with making sure I stay on schedule with things I need to get done. Another question is, how did you learn to edit your videos and pics so they all flow together? I actually learned how to edit videos and pictures on my own. I went to college for communication, so of course I learned there too, but I already knew a little bit by myself. And even now, outside of college, I'm learning things that we didn't go over. So I just been self-teaching myself, and YouTube, internet is my best friend. I'm consistently watching videos and learning how to do new things to improve my content daily. Google is your best friend. Anything you want to know, use that in YouTube, and you don't have to go to school. You don't need to take a class. You can learn everything on the internet, for real. Another question is, how do you find these bomb angles? I think this question is about how I take my photos. Y'all, I have been finessing the photo game lately. Literally, all of my photos on Instagram are taken with my phone. And I set my tripod up outside or in the house, and I just play around. Like, there's a lot of pictures that are taken in the process of getting an Instagram photo. And it may be 20 photos and I like only one. But it's a process. You have to play around with angles, you have to play around with lighting, especially if you're outside, depending on where the sun is facing. Just play around, see what you like. I do it a lot. It takes a long time. It takes a long time sometimes, but I got the hang of it. Someone asked, anniversary coming soon, how you feeling? Yes, Deraevelynn and I are about to be married for 2 years, and wow, I just honestly can't believe it's been 2 years. I literally remember getting married, and now 2 years have gone by, and it's been a crazy journey. It's exciting. I don't know what we're gonna do because we're quarantined. It's in September and Trayvion's birthday is also in September. So we're gonna make the best out of it and have fun. We'll play it by ear. I'm very excited for our 2nd anniversary and just to experience more growth together. My niece asked when was I coming home to get her. Child, I am not coming home anytime soon. I did want to come home like last week. I don't know when I'm gonna come back, but hopefully soon. You come down here. My Bennett sister asks, what have I learned about myself as a married woman? So I've really learned a lot about listening, like truly listening. Trayvon has called me out on it a bunch of times, so I am very cautious of that when we do have discussions or conversations, because I can come off as, you know, the Taurus in me being stubborn or always being right. So I've been really learning to get out of that mindset that I have. So it's really been a journey, and I tell Trayvon all the time to call me out on it, and he has no problem with calling me out on it. So I really learned that about myself, is that I can really be stubborn and stuck in the way I think, and I can't be that way. So being with Trayvon has really helped shape my mindset in a positive way, and how to effectively communicate with other people and understand where they're coming from. What's the hardest part about marriage? What is the hardest part about marriage? Honestly, I don't know what's the hardest thing about. I have to come back to that. I can't think of what's the hardest thing about marriage. I can say what was the hardest thing to adjust to when getting married, and that was living together, because Trayvon and I live 2 different ways. And so how I do things is not how he does things, and how he does things is not necessarily how I do things. I'm still getting adjusted to certain things, even though we're about to be 2 years in the game of being married, but definitely moving in with each other. If you haven't lived with them before, that's a big transition. We used to spend a lot of time in each other's apartments in college, and I feel like the puppy love, I was blindsided by a lot of things, like little things I didn't pay attention to how he lived in his apartment. Not saying it was anything super bad, but now I'm just picking up on a lot of things I didn't notice before. Off the difficult stuff, the best part of being married is just having fun. Like, you live with your best friend, your buddy, your pal, just having a good time with each other, spending time with one another, and just goofing off and enjoying each other's company. That's simply the best way to put it, which is just enjoying each other. That's the best part of being married. Like, you're with this person every day, so I hope you marry someone whose company you enjoy and someone you don't mind being around. Of course, we do our own thing. We don't want to be around each other 24/7. But that is the best part, when we do spend quality time with one another, especially when we do different things. Like, I'm not into everything Trayvon likes, and he's not into everything I like, but we compromise and we do things that the other person likes. So it makes the relationship more interesting and makes you step out of your comfort zone and makes you more open-minded to certain things. All right, you guys, so that was my last question. The sun is going down, so I'm going to end this here. I hope you all enjoyed this fun Q&A. I truly enjoyed it, and I want to do another one because you all really came through with the questions this time. I don't even think I got through them all, so we're going to have to do this again. But if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If there was a question that you wanted to ask but wasn't able to submit, comment it down below and I will answer it for you. But until next time, I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.